Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
It is a fantastic Friday in the weather department. Take a look at this live view. It almost doesn't look real. But how is the weekend looking in the weather department? Brandon will have an update. And remembering a political titan, we take a look at the life and legacy of Senator Carl Levin. The pandemic war has changed. A report from the CDC is shedding light on that dangerous Delta COVID variant. And that does top our new news today right here on clickondetroit.com. Thank you for joining us. And overnight, a revealing internal CDC document warns that the war has changed due to the Delta COVID variant. War meaning the war on this pandemic. The document, obtained and posted by the Washington Post, it states that the Delta variant is as contagious as the chickenpox and appears to cause more serious illness than previously thought. It also shows unpublished data that fully vaccinated people might spread the Delta variant at the same rate as the unvaccinated. The CDC does note that the vaccine does protect against more severe symptoms. And right now, Michigan and the entire country are mourning the loss of a political titan and retired Senator Carl Levin. He passed away yesterday at the age of 87. He had been living with lung cancer for the past 4 years. Our Rod Maloney takes a look back at his incredible life and legacy.
Carl Milton Levin was born in Detroit on June 28, 1934, to Saul and Bess Levin. The Levin family, including Carl, his older brother Sander, and 2 other brothers, lived on Boston Edison's LaSalle Boulevard. With dad an attorney, mom a U of M grad, Carl grew up in a politically active conservative Jewish home. He attended Detroit Central High School, where his first political campaign for class treasurer foreshadowed future success.
My supporters wore around their necks with a piece of string and a piece of cardboard, had a piece of matzah on it. And it said, "This is what happens to bread without leaven."
He then went on to Pennsylvania's Swarthmore College. The law appealed to Carl, considering his father worked in a law firm with his brother Theodore, who went on to become Detroit's chief federal judge. The downtown courthouse is named for Carl's uncle Theodore. Carl joined his brother Sandy at Harvard Law. They roomed together. Upon graduation, Carl returned home to Detroit to practice, moved on to the Michigan Civil Rights Commission, and later opened Detroit's Legal Aid Defender's Office in 1966, assisting the indigent. When Sander ended up elected to the Michigan legislature and then became state Democratic Party chair, as the Detroit riot happened, Carl decided to jump into politics too.
A lot of people suggest that I run for city council as somebody who might be able to get support in both the white and the African American communities, and then thereby perhaps help to heal the city.
He spent the next decade on Detroit City Council, elected president in his second term, trying to buoy a struggling city.
And it's unconscionable in our society that kids in the lowest achieving district, the city of Detroit in this area, are having less money spent on their education than is spent on other kids in the area.
In 1978, Levin ran against then Republican Senator Robert Griffin and won, winning re-election 5 times. Though he and his wife Barbara raised his 3 daughters in Washington, D.C.
I'm totally a Michiganian. I don't feel any particular connection to Washington other than this is the place I work.
Levin started out on the powerful Senate Armed Services Committee and ended his career as its chairman. He worked hard on bringing home federal funds, prided himself in the Detroit riverfront and Great Lakes preservation. A strong supporter of nuclear arms reduction, he also supported the limited use of military force. On 9/11, he said,
"The war that's been brought to our shores for the first time in 50 years, really, and that has unified Americans perhaps more than we've been unified in my lifetime, at least since World War II."
When Detroit's auto industry failed,
but we're focused on getting support to the auto industry because they need it, they deserve it, because other countries provide their auto industry with support.
After that mortgage meltdown, Levin made headlines by colorfully going after Goldman Sachs executives for dodgy investment practices.
Boy, that Timberwolf was one deal.
How much of that deal did you sell to your clients after June 22, 2007?
After nearly 4 decades in D.C., at age 80, he decided not to run again. His farewell showed the deep respect he'd earned.
I thank the chair. I thank my dear friends, the leaders of this body, and see my brother sitting here. And I'm not allowed to refer to my family in the gallery, so I won't do that.
A larger tribute spoke to his long military dedication. Levin became the 4th non-president to have a Navy ship named after him. The USS Carl M. Levin is a guided missile frigate.
I am so proud to have my name on a combat ship of the United States Navy.
In the end, Levin always viewed himself as a Roosevelt-style Democrat.
We have a responsibility to our brothers and sisters, and that means literally people.
He will always be remembered. We are so thankful for his life of service to our state and all that he accomplished on our behalf. Politicians from all over the country have been paying tribute to Carl Levin's life and legacy on both sides of the aisle. He had so much respect there in Washington, including from his own nephew, Congressman Andy Levin, who released a statement reading in part, "Uncle Carl was above all a family man. The way he loved and treated his family radiated out and served as a model for how he treated colleagues, staff, constituents, soldiers, and the world." And Governor Whitmer also releasing a statement in part reading, "Carl paved the way for a safer planet, helped pass several nuclear weapons and missile treaties, and spoke out courageously against entering the war in Iraq. He made Michigan a safer and better place for our families. Carl devoted his life to public service, and it is up to us to follow his example." And what an example he has left for all of us. You can read the full governor's statement on our website, as well as more reaction to the senator's death on clickondetroit.com. In a Local 4 update, Detroit police are releasing this surveillance video of a shooting that took place at a vigil, and they are now looking for suspects, and they hope that you can help. Video shows a dark van pull up to a crowd of people on West McNichols and Asbury. Someone in the car then shoots into the crowd as people begin trying to run for cover from the gunshots. Several people were injured and treated at the hospital, and police are looking for the driver and the shooter and the car that they were riding in. So anyone with information is asked to contact Detroit police, or you can make an anonymous tip at Crime Stoppers. Michigan Supreme Court rules Detroiters can vote on Proposal P next week. The court voted 4-3 to allow the vote on proposed changes to Detroit's charter. It overturned lower court rulings in what's been a legal battle to determine if the proposal should be on the ballot. If approved, changes include creating new city departments, a task force to consider reparations, free internet, and income-based water rates. Critics fear that the changes could push the city back into bankruptcy. And new here at noon, Oakland County Executive David Coulter is asking the state to support a disaster declaration request. It comes after that tornado touchdown in White Lake Township last Saturday evening. The request includes assistance with debris removal, repairs of damage caused by wind or flooding, and replacement of damaged equipment. A disaster declaration would free up state and federal assistance to provide resources and reimbursement expenses related to the cleanup efforts. And now to the weather, which certainly for the entire month of July included a lot of severe weather, a lot of flooding, but doesn't seem like we're going to have any of those problems today anyway, Brandon.
We do not. It is just a beauty, a little relief. What is the best feel, right, when you're in a room and it's room temperature? This is where we're at here at noon. Even cooler than that in places like Lapeer and Port Huron, 72 at Ann Arbor and Monroe, 73 City Airport, 73 or about 21 Celsius, Harrow, Ontario. Negative numbers here means how much cooler it is right now than it was exactly 24 hours ago. 10 to 15 degrees for our current temperatures. A noticeable difference thanks to these north winds just drawing in some mild, cooler, I mean, it's not cool, but it's cooler air. Still, again, more upper 60s and low 70s, heading into the middle 70s, and there will certainly be cloud cover coming and going. Little bits of sunshine, too, but no wicked, wild weather. North winds bringing the cool and a little lake-enhanced cloud cover. Maybe a quick little spit and drizzle up in the thumb or parts of southern Ontario. Other than that, nothing. 57 degrees. Oh, what a night. Going to be a good one. Windows open if you're comfortable with that. And most of the day tomorrow, the humidity is still down, and keep those windows open. Middle upper 70s, shy of 80 because of a little increase in cloud cover through the afternoon ahead of a little rainmaker coming in. Well, look at these cumulus clouds forming with, again, the lake-enhanced breeze out there. But we've got high pressure to the west, low pressure to the east, and it just sort of funnels the wind in from the north, and it just keeps the cool, comfy air in place. We have a big Rhonda Walker event this weekend, so let's take a look. This afternoon, again, just a little bit of cloud cover. The farther west you go, the more sunshine you'll get into. On Saturday, again, starting with sun, watching a line of showers approaching our north zone Saturday afternoon. This is a weak cool front, and probably after dinner time, really before it starts to drop in. Model doesn't show much in the way of showers, but late Saturday, early Sunday, and then here we are at 8 a.m., showers out of the area, 8 to 10 a.m. on the riverfront. Rhonda, right? Yeah, Rhonda Walk. This is the Give and Get Fit on the Detroit River Walk, and Rhonda will tell us how to register here in just a minute. But most of our weekend is dry, and next week we've got 70s, 80s, and still low humidity. Doesn't look like a drop of rain next week.
All right, Brandon, thank you for the timing of that rain. But all the information is RhondaWalkerFoundation.org. We have a 5K run, walk, and health fair, and I'd love to see you there. Registration is open right now. Before we go, let's talk about the Olympics and the medal count. Right now, the United States is in the lead with 41 medals in total. China right behind us, though, at 40. And the ROC is third with 34 medals. Japan and Great Britain round out the top 5. And the gold medal standings, it's like back and forth with us and China, isn't it? Right now, China is leading with 19 golds, and the U.S. is in second with 14. Something tells me we'll pick up a lot more when we start running with track and field. Well, here is a look at our on-air lineup for Local 4 News later today. At 7, of course, we've got Jeopardy, followed by our Olympic Zone special and primetime Olympic coverage. And we're back with Local 4 News at 11:30. Thank you for being with us for this edition of Local 4 News at noon right here on clickondetroit.com. We hope that you will come back and see us at 4, 5, and 6 on the air. And, of course, anytime, 24 hours a day here at clickondetroit.com. Have a great day and a great weekend, everybody.